Did you know that over 70% of beginner espresso makers make the same critical mistake that ruins their coffee before they even take their first sip? I've tested hundreds of espresso machines, and I see this happen over and over again. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what this mistake is and reveal the top 5 espresso machines that can help you avoid it completely. Welcome to the channel. I'm Jesse, and today we're breaking down the top 5 picks you need to know before you buy. Let's get into it. Here's what's wild. I recently helped my buddy Mike set up his first espresso machine. He spent $800 on this beautiful setup, premium beans, the works, but every single shot he pulled tasted like bitter water or sour disappointment. Sound familiar? The problem wasn't his machine, it wasn't his technique. It was something so simple that most beginners completely overlook it. And it's costing them amazing coffee every single day. But that's not the whole story. Starting off our countdown is this tiny little machine that honestly shocked me with what it can do. The DeLonghi Dedica compact espresso machine. Picture this. You walk into a kitchen so small that you can barely fit a toaster. And yet there's this sleek stainless steel espresso machine sitting there like it owns the place. That's the Dedica for you. At just 6 inches wide, this thing is basically the sports car of espresso machines. Tiny, but surprisingly powerful under the hood. When I first tested it, I was skeptical. How good could something this small really be? But then I fired it up, and in just 40 seconds, literally less time than it takes to brush your teeth, this little machine was ready to pull shots. The thermoblock heating system means you're not waiting around forever like with some larger machines. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The Dedica comes with this manual steam wand that actually gives you real control over your milk texture. I've seen people create legitimate latte art with this thing, which is pretty impressive for a machine under $300. Plus, it has 3 different temperature settings, so if you like your coffee scorching hot or prefer it a bit cooler, you're covered. The downside, this is definitely not a grab-and-go machine. You'll need to develop some actual barista skills to get the best results. And since there's no built-in grinder, you're looking at another purchase if you don't already have one. But here's who should absolutely consider this machine. If you're living in a tiny apartment, dorm room, or just have 0 counter space, and you actually want to learn proper espresso technique, this could be perfect. It's like having a little Italian cafe right on your countertop. I'm giving this one 3.5 out of 5 stars. It's a solid starter that won't bankrupt you or take over your kitchen, but be ready to put in some practice time. And what happened next might surprise you. Moving up our list is what I like to call the reliable friend of espresso machines, the Philips 1200 series. You know that one friend who's not the life of the party, but they're always there when you need them? That's this machine. I tested this at my neighbor Sarah's house, and she told me something that really stuck with me. She said, Jesse, I don't want to think about coffee in the morning. I just want coffee. And honestly, that's exactly what this machine delivers. Sarah presses one button, and out comes consistently good espresso. Every single time. The secret sauce here is that ceramic burr grinder hidden inside. Now, most people don't realize this, but ceramic grinders are actually quieter and last way longer than steel ones. We're talking 20,000 cups before you need to worry about replacing anything. What really impressed me was how simple they kept everything. Instead of overwhelming you with 47 different drink options, you get 2 buttons, espresso and coffee. That's it. Sometimes less really is more, especially when you're stumbling around at 6 a.m. The water reservoir holds 61 ounces, which might not sound like much until you realize that's about 15 cups of coffee before you need to refill. And here's a cool feature. If you get their AquaClean filter, you can go up to 5,000 cups before the machine needs descaling. That's basically a year and a half of daily coffee without maintenance. Now, it's not perfect. The milk frother is manual, so you'll need to learn how to steam milk properly. And some people find the coffee a bit weak if they don't adjust the settings right. But if you want something that just works reliably day after day without drama, this is your machine. It's like the Honda Civic of espresso makers. Not flashy, but it'll get you where you need to go every single time. I'm giving this 3.8 out of 5 stars. Solid, dependable, and perfect for people who value consistency over complexity. Here's where things get interesting. Our third pick is a machine that promises to be your personal barista, the DeLonghi Magnifica Start. Just a quick note, if you're interested in any of the products, I've gone ahead and updated the description below with links to get you the best deals available right now. Make sure to check those out for the most current prices and offers. So I'll be honest with you, this machine had me confused for a while. On paper, it looks incredible. It's got this latte crema technology that automatically creates perfectly textured milk foam. You can make 5 different drinks with just one touch. It even cleans itself automatically. Sounds amazing, right? Here's what happened when I tested it. The first cup I made was genuinely impressive. Rich espresso, perfect milk foam, beautiful presentation. I thought, wow, this is it. This is the machine that's going to change everything for beginners. But then I started reading customer reviews, and that's where things got weird. It's like this machine has a split personality. Some people absolutely love it and say it makes the best coffee they've ever had at home. But then you've got others who say they can't get a decent cup no matter what they try, even after weeks of adjusting settings. The ceramic grinder inside has 13 different adjustment levels, which should give you plenty of room to find your sweet spot. And when the latte crema system works properly, it creates this rich, hot milk foam that rivals what you'd get at a good coffee shop. But here's the thing, and this is important, several users mentioned that it took them months to dial in the perfect settings. One person said they almost returned it after 2 weeks, but then suddenly figured out the right combination, and now they love it. The automatic cleaning function is genuinely helpful, especially in the morning rush, and having 5 preset drinks means you can impress guests without becoming a barista expert. If you're someone who doesn't mind spending time experimenting with settings and you want maximum convenience once everything is dialed in, this could work well. But if you want something that works great right out of the box, you might get frustrated. I'm giving this 3.2 out of 5 stars. Great features and potential, but the inconsistent user experience is concerning. But that's not the whole story. Coming in at number 2 is a machine that completely changed my mind about what a beginner-friendly espresso machine should be. The Ninja ES601 Luxe Cafe Premier Series. Now, I know what you're thinking. Ninja makes coffee machines? I had the same reaction. I mean, these are the blender people, right? But then I got my hands on this machine, and honestly, it blew me away. Here's what makes this machine special. You know how most espresso machines basically throw you into the deep end and say, good luck? This one is like having a patient coffee expert standing right next to you, guiding you through every step. They call it Barista Assist technology, and it's actually brilliant. You select what drink you want to make, and the machine tells you exactly what grind size to use. It even weighs your coffee grounds for you with a built-in scale, so you get the same perfect dose every single time. But here's the part that really got me excited. It's not just an espresso machine. This thing makes drip coffee, cold brew, and espresso all in one unit. I tested the cold brew function on a hot summer day, and 4 hours later, I had smooth, naturally sweet cold brew that tasted like it came from a specialty coffee shop. The hands-free milk frother is honestly genius. You pour milk into this special pitcher, set it on the magnetic dock, select your foam level, and walk away. It creates perfect microfoam without you having to stand there waving a steam wand around like you're conducting an orchestra. I watched my friend Lisa, who had never made espresso before in her life, create a cafe-quality latte on her very first try. The machine guided her through everything, and the result looked and tasted professional. The only downsides are the price. At around $500, it's not cheap, and the milk pitcher is pretty large. So if you want to do latte art, you might need to buy a smaller one. But if you want a machine that holds your hand while you learn, gives you incredible versatility, and produces consistently great results, this is it. It's like having 3 high-end coffee machines rolled into one with a built-in instructor. I'm giving this 4.3 out of 5 stars. The price keeps it from being perfect, but the convenience and results are genuinely impressive. And what happened next might surprise you. Taking the top spot is the machine that turned my frustrated buddy Mike into a confident home barista in just 2 weeks. The Breville Barista Express. This is the machine that's been dominating the home espresso world for over a decade. And once you understand why, you'll see exactly how to avoid that critical mistake that ruins most beginners' coffee. When Mike first got his Barista Express, he was making the same mistake that 70% of beginners make. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me tell you what makes this machine so special. First, the Barista Express is basically like getting an espresso machine and a high-end grinder in one package. But here's what most people don't realize. It's not just about convenience. Having the grinder built right into the machine means your coffee beans get ground fresh for every single shot. And when it comes to espresso, freshness isn't just nice to have. It's absolutely critical. The integrated conical burr grinder has 16 different grind settings. And here's where it gets really cool. There's this dose control dial that lets you adjust exactly how much coffee gets ground. So you can fine-tune not just how fine your grind is, but how much coffee you're using for each shot. But wait, there's more. The machine has PID temperature control, which basically means the water temperature stays exactly where it needs to be for perfect extraction. Most cheaper machines have wild temperature swings that can ruin your espresso, but not this one. The low-pressure pre-infusion is another game changer. Instead of hitting your coffee puck with full pressure immediately, it starts with gentle pressure to let the coffee bloom, then gradually increases. This helps even out any imperfections in how you prepared your coffee puck. And let's talk about that manual steam wand. Once you learn how to use it properly, you can create microfoam that rivals any coffee shop. The steam power is impressive, and the 360-degree swivel action gives you total control. The machine even comes with this genius tool called the razor. After you tamp your coffee, you run this tool across the top of your portafilter and it trims off any excess grounds to give you the perfect dose every time. Now, it's not perfect. There's definitely a learning curve, and some people report reliability issues after years of heavy use. The grinder can also be pretty loud, so don't expect to make espresso while everyone's sleeping. But here's why this machine earned the top spot. It gives you all the tools you need to make truly exceptional espresso while still being approachable for beginners. I'm giving this 4.7 out of 5 stars. It's not perfect, but it's the closest thing to a complete espresso solution you can get. Now, here's that critical mistake I've been talking about. The one that was ruining Mike's coffee and probably yours too. The mistake: using the wrong grind size and completely ignoring extraction. Here's what Mike was doing wrong and what most beginners do. He bought some pre-ground espresso, or he set his grinder to one setting and never touched it again. But here's the thing about espresso. It's incredibly finicky when it comes to grind size. If your grind is too coarse, the water rushes through too fast and you get weak sour coffee. That's called under extraction. If it's too fine, the water can barely get through and you get bitter, harsh coffee. That's over extraction. But here's what most people don't realize. You need to adjust your grind size constantly. Different beans need different grinds. Older beans need a finer grind than fresh ones. Even the humidity in your kitchen can affect how you need to grind your coffee. Mike's breakthrough moment came when I showed him how to adjust the grind on his Barista Express. We went from setting 5 to setting 7, just 2 clicks. And suddenly, his espresso went from bitter disappointment to rich, balanced perfection. The Barista Express helps you avoid this mistake because it gives you precise control over grind size with those 16 settings. The dose control means you're using the exact same amount of coffee every time. The PID temperature control eliminates temperature variations that can throw off your extraction. And that razor tool ensures consistent dosing. Most importantly, having the grinder integrated means you can make small adjustments and immediately taste the results. You're not guessing, you're learning through direct feedback. By avoiding the common mistake of ignoring grind size and extraction, you can significantly improve your espresso game and enjoy richer, more flavorful brews. The machines on this list all help you control this crucial element, but the Breville Barista Express gives you the most tools to master it completely. Remember, great espresso isn't about having the most expensive machine. It's about understanding the fundamentals and having the right tools to execute them. Start with proper grind size, use fresh beans, and don't be afraid to make adjustments until you find your perfect shot. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more top picks. Your shortcut to the best. Until next time, keep it top tier.